All right, what's up, everybody? So today's video is going to be of my Psalmopoeus reduncus, or Costa Rican orange mouth. So I picked this tarantula up last year at the Hamburg Reptile Show for 35 bucks. It was supposed to be a Pulcher, the Panama Blonde Psalmopoeus. I pretty much kept it in this container probably longer than I should have, just because I was afraid of rehousing this thing because of the reputation of them being so fast. But I ended up building this enclosure here, or getting it together for this guy, probably 3 months before I even put him in it. So it's pretty much a Zilla habitat, I believe it's called. I bought some kind of decoration in the middle there. It's supposed to be for a fish tank, but I thought it looked pretty nice standing upright as a nice hideout spot for the Pulcher originally. So when it was time to rehouse this guy and put him in here, pretty much what I did was I took the little deli cup and just put the deli cup inside the enclosure, cracked it a little bit. And then once I seen he was in his little hiding space inside the deli cup, I pulled the lid off and pretty much let it sit for the night, hoping he would eventually come out, you know, and settle somewhere here in the enclosure. So the next morning when I got up, first thing I noticed was the tarantula dug himself a little hide there in the corner, pretty much barricaded himself in there. He was in there for about 3 weeks, I would say. I did get kind of nervous. I wasn't sure what he was doing in there. Being inside the deli cup, I could always see it moving around. Even though I couldn't see the coloration of it, I could always see it moving around. So once he pretty much barricaded himself, I got pretty nervous. I wasn't sure what was going on. But to my surprise, I woke up one morning and there it was, up against the glass. Pretty surprising first thing in the morning. Now, keep in mind, I never actually took a good look at this guy until this morning. And it didn't take me long at all to look at this tarantula and see that it wasn't a Pulcher. I wasn't really sure what it was. So I went on a few tarantula groups, posted pictures up and posted a video and asked some questions. And nobody could really figure out what it was. So I actually contacted the guy that I bought it from. And he told me he thinks he mistaken it for a P. Reduncus. So he offered to give me a refund or make a trade. And I was going to take him up on his offer. But the more time I spent with this tarantula inside the enclosure, the more I kind of liked it. I mean, it was kind of cool. He sits right here in the hole, just like I thought he would. What do you call it? Just like I thought the Pulcher would. He pretty much does the same. And not the prettiest tarantula in the world, in my opinion, but I think he's pretty cool nonetheless. I mean, he's very good at being a display tarantula. Looks nice sitting inside that hole there on display like that. And so, you know, considering their reputation for being very fast and doing a little research on these guys and their lifespan, they don't live very long. Like I said, I've already had it for a year. He probably has about a year left. So I decided I'm not going to get the refund or make an exchange. I'm going to let this guy live out his life right here. And it's pretty cool. So he's going to stay. I decided to keep it. So I'm not really going to get too much into the husbandry other than, you know, I have a water dish, which you can't see in the video here, but on top of this log, I have a water dish up there, hot glued. And I try to keep that thing full of water. And as far as the substrate goes, I spray the substrate down. I give it a good soaking in one half, and just let it sit there until it dries out, and then soak it again. The one thing that really did surprise me is how fast this guy grew. I mean, when I brought this guy home in a deli cup a year ago, he was probably maybe 3/4 of an inch, and now he's pushing 4 inches. I mean, he grew so fast in 1 year. This is probably the fastest growing tarantula that I've owned. And I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said in the beginning, not that I was upset, but it wasn't what I wanted. But now that he's here, I'm happy. He's pretty active, very skittish, but I wouldn't say he's reclusive. He's always sitting right here in this little hole, waiting for something to walk by. If not sitting there, he's sitting off to the side. I'm always seeing him. Now, if I try to open up the lid or something like that, he'll take off. I mean, he'll shoot down that hole so quick. I mean, they're very fast. So you got to forgive all the crap on the side of the glass there. I tried my best to get some good video here, since I didn't see many videos on YouTube of the Reduncus, at least not any that were in the best quality. So I wanted to try and get something on here. I believe later in the video I did clean it up a little bit and I got some better shots. So that's really all I have to say about the Tarantula. I mean, like I said, great display. Not the prettiest, but great displays, an awesome Tarantula. And I think I'll just stop talking for now. We'll get to some good video shots and a couple feeding clips. So here's a couple photos, then we'll get right into the video.